and we are going to do a based on a true story creepypasta. It will be called... Shoot, I can't find it. Where'd it go? No! Oh, we'll just do the first one, I say. It will be... Oh, no. I opened another tab. I don't want to open another... Boy from the Posey Chapel. Going back, I remember it all vividly. My first time at Posey Chapel. With a couple of my friends, nobody was really scared. After all, the sightings were hoaxes and never supported with actual evidence. But being Halloween, something was bound to happen, and something happened indeed, because that night was the start of a string of the most horrifying ones in my existence. We arrived at the chapel, cracking jokes about the myths that were told about it while walking around aimlessly, not in search of anything specific. After about 5 minutes in our journey, I saw in the mist of the churchyard an all-white figure. From what I could tell, he was near the age of 10. He had no eyes, just black pits where his eyes should have been. I looked at my friends for reassurance that this was not my imagination. This was real. They told me they could see him too, but just vaguely, as he was about a football field away. It was hard to tell what we were looking at, so naturally we strained to get a better look at him. The four of us started to walk slowly toward him, not particularly looking to hurt him in any sort of way. Once we reached a certain point, I instantly felt a sort of connection with him. I was the only one he looked at, considering he had black pits for eyes. The others could see him looking at me intently, and we decided to leave, afraid. We got back in the car and waited about 5 minutes before leaving, just to see if anything would happen. Nothing did, but the minute my head hit the pillow that night, it is when things did start to happen. That first night, Halloween 2014, I had a dream about him, the boy from the chapel. It was all a recap from that night, except everyone's teeth were rotted out and or had cavities. These dreams occurred each night for 8 days. Within each dream, he would get about 10 yards closer, and the dream would always cut off just as I closed the car door. After 8 nights, the dream had occurred 8 times consecutively, and he was about 20 yards away from me, so we went back to the Posey Chapel. The dream stopped after the visit, January 8, 2015. I'd been staying at my grandma's house that week, as my bathroom had been renovated. I was on the couch where I had been sleeping. This night had started as an otherwise normal one. I was casually browsing my Facebook and listening to a podcast with one earbud in. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but then the lights and TV went out and I heard scratching from the basement. I started coming up the stairs and gradually got louder and louder until I thought I was going to lose it. Then abruptly silence. I looked up toward the stairway to see what it was, but saw nothing. Questioning it, I turned back and I got a glance down the main hallway where I saw a streak of white. Terrified, I was hesitant to look back, but I seemed drawn to it. So I looked despite my gut feeling, and there he was, the boy without eyes. He stood there with intent but lack of emotion for at least 20 minutes, and then he disappeared. Or so I thought. I looked outside my window, and there he was, hanging from the barren tree. I thought I was going insane, hallucinating. My brother claimed to not be able to see him, so why could I? I snapped a picture of the tree from inside, sending it to the group chat I was in. Nobody saw anything except what they thought was snow, but I knew it was him. Gathering up courage and going against my own gut, I went outside to take a different picture, this time with the flash on. I only cracked open the doors to do so, as I didn't want to leave the comfort of the house, no matter if he could get inside. This time he was sitting in the tree rather than hanging from a noose. That was what struck me as extremely odd. I took the picture despite changed position and rushed inside, sending it to my group chat again. This time they could see him. He stood out against the snow as a lighter, blurrier white. After this I felt compelled. Go back outside and face him, ask him what he wanted from me. So once again I gathered up my courage and went back into the freezing winter night. I looked up at him in the tree and yelled, "What do you want from me?" 10 seconds of silence filled the chilly air, and then, "Please come back." I do not know what it means by "please come back," but this looks like a long story. It looked like I could have taken forever, but this was pretty good for a real life based on a true story thing, but I have no idea what it means for "please come back." So whoever made this story, please tell me what it means, and I can post it in the comments if you think what it means, but tell me what you think it means, and then if the creator watches this, please tell me, what did it mean from "please come back"? I'm going to rate it a big star. It won't let me. Change it. Good thing. It won't let me change it, but I would rate it a 10 out of 10. I liked it. Okay. But as I said, this was a good one for me. And so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will read more creepypastas if you want. Depending on whoever likes this video, if we can make it to at least 10 likes, because I don't have that many subscribers. I don't care, actually. If we make it to 10 likes, maybe even more, I will do another creepypasta. So I will see you next time.